Hello everyone, it's another tear apart a battery video. What you're staring at are two very similar batteries. The series number is exactly the same. They're both 2911s. This one as well. The Compaq spare number, which is right here on this one, identical. Along with the Compaq part number, identical. The difference is the one on the right ends in a 1, and the one on the left ends in a 2. Now, good news for Compaq in their later years, the color of the battery, like it should in real life, doesn't matter. This one came out of a Armada 7400. This one came out of a 7300. They're both very similar designed machines. I'm not going to go bring out the computers because they're in pieces, and the 7300 basically disintegrated, so we're not going to, I don't want to dig that out. But we're going to tear one of these guys apart. We'll go with this one. So, trying to figure out how to go about doing that. It looks like, from first glance, there is a seam here that we could start going to town on. And that's exactly what I'm going to try and do here. Plastic tools may work better here. I don't have any on hand, so this is what we're going to do. As you can tell, I am now putting a screwdriver in along the edge, and I'm running it along. And this one does go pretty deep, so this one may be a little bit more difficult. Before I do anything further, this is radically different from the other batteries I work on this channel. I already got a little bit of a bend in it, but whatever. This is a lithium-ion battery. You got to be way more careful with those. If you poke a battery, you might hurt yourself. In some cases, severely hurt yourself. So if you do take on a lithium-ion battery, do use great caution. But, oh, this one's glued in, so I am going to do is work the edge a little bit. I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Oh, it's a seam. So I found a seam. Whether it's going to do me any good, I don't know yet. And there may be possibly a lot of tape or glue that we're running into at the moment, because I flat-bladed screwdriver found quite a bit of it. Yeah, this sucker just goes all the way down. Trying to find any kind of seam here, and it's just not doing it here. Oh, did find a right here along this side here. I did find a seam to pull, and we are starting to have a little bit of a lift off here at this point, as you can tell. So I'm going to keep working that. I may have just broke it, but yeah, I'm honestly not sure if I broke this outright. Do keep in mind the computer that I had this in before was very brittle. And I did have one YouTuber that absolutely, he did half of the, not like he or she, did half of the procedure for showing me that you don't like a video. He disliked it once, or he or she. So I may get that again. But we're going to keep working towards the edge here. We'll see if we can get anything of value to come up here. Oh, it's cracking. This one is coming up. And right there, I'm just going to try and, again, if you are poking any instruments in, do be careful, especially around lithium batteries. They're a little bit more explosive. I wonder if this thing was rebuilt or if it's just coming apart so easily compared to the other ones I worked on. So in my experience, I worked on LTE Elites, LTE 5000, LTE Light batteries, Contura batteries, and Concerto batteries. The LTE ones are basically like Fort Knox if they've never been tore apart. This one I don't quite get that vibe from yet. But pretty much I'm going to work around the edges. I'm going to continue to do that as well. If I can find some plastic prying tools, I am going to go with that. So let me see what we can do with magic video editing. Alright, so we're back. Did find a couple of these plastic sponger tools. It may not do anything for us whatsoever, but we are going to try anyway. And I know I'm off camera at this point, but I'm just trying to get any movement on this. Right before I did the video editing, I kind of plateaued. But yeah, I'm kind of doing this. I'm able to do this with this battery. So if you're able to do that, that might help you. And the plastic tools will not poke a battery anywhere in the capacity that like a screwdriver will, so this should be a little bit safer in theory. May have to get something a little bit stronger on this side, as it's the age of the battery, the condition. There's a crack right here that's really starting to show its unfortunate state. I just can't get anything in there. Interesting. I was able to peel that side. I'll work a different part of the battery once. We'll see. I'm going to try and go along this side now and see if we can pry any more stuff loose here. There we go. Yeah, a little bit loose on that side, but it's just not. This left side is being considerably more difficult versus the right side. There we go. Some kind of sliding action now. This is where that plastic tool worked really good. Now we got an entry point. It's not doing me a whole heck of a lot of good on this side, so I think we're going to continue to go from the back, and we'll see if we can just lift this up like so. And now it's starting to come very slowly, but it's starting to come. And I know I was talking for a large part of that, and it was not on camera. If you do this with a metal screwdriver, be careful. And you may want to use the plastic tools to keep this thing open in a harmless manner. And there is definitely some glue of some kind holding this guy together. And oh, I just inadvertently poked through it, but I think, well, I'm gonna feel stupid after all that. I think I accidentally, oh no, that's not gonna work. We did find something out. If the label comes up like this, you can partially expose the battery. Not enough to replace the cells, but you can do that. Yeah, I did not know the label came off on this one, but there is the underside of the battery. So now I'm going to try and see if I can move beyond that and pry the rest of this puppy off. Nothing short of a disaster so far. The right side's somewhat coming off. The left side is still just not interested in any capacity of peeling apart. So we may have to gently persuade this or crack it somewhere. Oh, there we go. I gently persuaded it. We're starting to see it now. And I will admit, this is probably going to be a little bit of a rougher tutorial, but at least we'll get there. Ah, man, this thing does not want to go. And unfortunately, because this cover has holes in it, you got to go slower. But I think now's a good time to try in this left side and see if we can get back into this thing and maybe snap something off. Probably not that area, because that looks like it's already distressed pretty bad. Fortunately, took the more distressed of the two batteries and started working with it. Don't ask me why. Oh, I finally got the left side to cooperate. There's a lot of prying. And now that I got that, let's hook this in there. The plastic tools, and that will help us keep this open. There we go. And I was able just to slowly open this thing up like a book at this point. You got to be careful though, because of the, you do got the little button thing, but I think if we crack this open a little bit more, that is holding that on. Something's holding on pretty good here, actually. It may just be the back of this unit. I'll show you here in a second what I'm seeing. Right in the back right there, it looks like it's bowing considerably more, so it may be some kind of attachment there that I just not seeing just yet, but I am not sure. Oh. Actually, it is. So where the battery actually connects to the computer is our last holdup at this point, along with the plastics on that side. There we go. Got it to snap off finally. Holy moly. This one's harder than it looks. So I just slowly work. We'll try to use the plastic tools wherever we can again. Uh-oh. Well, something fell out. I think the button fell out on mine. But there we go. That is, ta-da. There is the inside of a Compaq Armada 7360 DMT battery. Or, matter of fact, it's any 7300. I'll admit it doesn't look pretty, but it is off. You probably could glue this back together with little to no trouble. I think the label does a good job of holding it, so that's kind of interesting. So I'm just curious, let's take this whole thing out now, and let's see. We have 8 cells, and I didn't go over the voltage on this thing. It's a 14.4, 2.7 amp. You see that? There you go. Let's see if there's any other goodies on here. Let's see how this thing's constructed. Well, it's, but before I do that, pull this out so it doesn't go flying again. It is, I don't know how that was attached, but it looks, oh. The plastic things in the center, I think, kept it attached. I don't feel any tape down there, but if you're having a little bit of trouble, you may take your chances with the plastic tools. And voila, we out. And there's very, very little glue on this, believe it or not. That's the bottom half right there. The plastic inserts in the center keep the battery intact. So just for curiosity's sake, these are standard 18650. We use Sony. In this, well, Compaq used Sony. We didn't. I'm going to use whatever I can find that's name brand. And let's deconstruct here a little bit. I don't know if this thing has any load balancing on it or not. Looks like, yeah, there's a little bit of load balancing. So hold on, bear with me here. I'm trying to tear this sucker apart. But it may not be an easy task here. Maybe limited in what we could do. So you can see, it is connected in the center here. But I don't know enough about lithium batteries just yet to start doing any crazy experiments. Well, I used a little glue on it. So yeah, this is basically 2 loads of 4. So yeah, that's no extra thermostats or fuses from what I can tell, so that part I'm going to look forward to. We'll try to put this back together the best we can for now until I have time to work on this. And put the battery indicator button back in play, like so. Let's see if we see how badly this thing goes back together. Not too bad at all. Some batteries are more stubborn than others. This one, if you watch the other 2 videos about this machine, it came out of a very, very brittle machine. So, and it does snap right back together for the most part, so nothing too crazy. But do watch for plastic issues like so. So that's going to be it for now. Eventually we'll have a video on how to rebuild one of these outright. I imagine the 7400 series battery is going to be very similar to, if not exactly the same as the 7300. So that's all I have for now. I apologize, this one is a little bit more of a crude teardown. But the good news is it's pretty straightforward compared to the LTE series anyway. That's all I use for tools. This flathead, little flathead, and plastic tools. The spudger tools, I think is what they're called. So I did eventually get into it, so not too shabby at all. If you have any questions or comments or constructive criticism, please feel free to leave them in the comments section. I do try to listen to the constructive criticism when they do come in. Sometimes I'm not perfect and I either forget it or, well, yeah. Sometimes I can be a little bit stubborn too. I'll admit to that. And if you like this video, please hit that little like button. You only have to hit it once. It's free. You'll like it. if you dislike this video, gotta send that message. Dislike has to be hit, not once, but twice. Gotta really show me that I suck. But until then, thank you for watching. I look forward to putting out plenty more videos and getting some more retro equipment back up at full capacity.